Hi guys, happy Tuesday. So, we've gone over quite a bit of traditional witchcraft, so now it's kind of taking a turn into more of a, oh god, I don't even know what the book I'm reading is currently, a Grimoire for the Modern Cunning Folk, maybe? I don't know. But it's kind of different. I mean, it's adapting to modern day situations and things, so it's kind of different. This is just going to be a little bit different. So I mean, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. So it does stick with traditional witchcraft, British witchcraft, but I am more Cornish witchcraft. So yeah, you guys tell me what you think. So we have the Cunning Art. So this is the Grimoire for Modern Cunning Folk. Yeah, I don't know who it's by. Peter, I think, maybe. Started taking notes, and yeah, everything is becoming just a book. Alright. And what is up with these people that think that they're cursing or hexing the moon and the fae and the sun? Really? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that's funny. I thought that was hilarious when I woke up this morning and saw that. And it was on TikTok. What is TikTok? Don't know what that is either. So anyways, the Cunning Art still blows my mind. So alright, now in witchcraft in the British Isles has been called many things. So we have the old persuasion, the art, the craft, the nameless art, and cunning art, to name just a few. So most are self-explanatory, but the cunning art deserves a closer look. And yeah, it does. So the word cunning comes from the Anglo-Saxon kennen, to know, and it makes an appearance in another phrase often associated with witches, wart cunning, herb knowledge, blah. So from this, it is easy to see that the cunning art is a path of gnosis, or knowledge. So yeah, we did go through that, but this is just a little more layman's terms. So as it was written over the entrance of the Temple of Mysteries, know thyself. As an esoteric path, the cunning art is a journey of self-discovery. So, although much is taught through the use of myth and lore, which I love, the emphasis is on personal experience. So, I get it. I totally get it. I mean, becoming, you know, all your personal experiences. So, we examine the old stories or myths and extract lore from them, from which we construct exercises and rituals in order to experience the core of the myth and the lore. I love that. So I am all about reenactment, like, oh god, with the mass magic reenact, you know, just fully immerse yourself in that mythology, in that lore, and draw from it. So it's amazing. Now, it says here, whoever wrote this book, Peter something, I think, I'm not sure. So we firmly believe in the process of leading students to discover key wisdom for themselves, so that they can own the knowledge and not have to take it on faith. So that's where your experience and everything comes into play. So this is perhaps the most significant factor of this path, and it can be very frustrating for the students. It is very frustrating, especially when, you know, you're little and you're reading these books and you're like, what does this mean? What does that word mean? And you got a dictionary with you. So alright, so he says here, we often answer a question with another question, and we talk in riddles, poems, and we'll push our students to come up with the answers to their questions. That is traditional witchcraft. That is totally traditional Cornish witchcraft. I love it. The riddles and the poems and the rhymes and the crooked path. It's just amazing. Now, this process requires students to be able to make critical analysis and to think for themselves. And this has become much harder since schools and universities have abandoned this way of learning. Yeah. That's how we were taught in school. So another key feature of the cunning art is the emphasis that is placed on working with the ancestors, which is a good indication of the shamanic nature of the path. So I like that. So modern practice is concerned with enfleshing lore passed down from our ancestors and recovering lore that has been lost, using practices that are collectively known as tapping the bone. Drawing that wisdom from our ancestors, from the ancestors that have all the ancestors, so every ancestor from the beginning of time, which wise. So In the context of this art, the term ancestor refers to both our genetic and our spiritual forebears. So, and because we think time to be non-linear, we refer to ancestors long gone and ancestors yet to be. So that just makes perfect sense. I mean, it's perfect. Okay, when we talk about the ancestors, we often use the term river of blood. I love that, in a sense of bloodline and also the bone ladder. So we learned about the bone ladder in the first series of this really long series. So these are in other traditions sometimes referred to as the red thread. We went over that, the ancestral lineage that defines the tradition. That's all that is. That's all that is. Having witch blood or whatever in you is just that. It is literally lineage that defines the tradition. So, being somewhat archaic or anarchic as cunning folk should be. Well, maybe a tidbit. We do prefer, though, to think of lineage as something that is only relevant, if at all, within a particular group. So for us, the emphasis is on the individual forging their own link with the ancestors, so they do not have to rely on hierarchy or lineage to validate them. I mean, it's wonderful, but then again, I go back to Gemma Gary's books, and I'm like, but you know, that tradition, I love that tradition, and I love it being passed down, and I love the rites and practices and the rituals because they resonate with me. So, alright, so this is not a path of reconstruction, and although my group, he says, works with the Welsh deities, we are not Celtic reconstructionists. Rather, we attempt to create something that works for us, whether it includes practices from our ancient ancestors or totally new ones, without fear or favor. I understand that too. I like that. I like that perspective. I like that. So you won't find us revealing secrets on how the ancient Celts worked with their deities, because no matter how fond we are of all things Celtic, we are not attempting to revert to a past that is known only through speculation. Alright, so that's kind of understandable there too. Alright, instead we follow the rites. What did I write there? Oh, instead we follow the clues in our lore and the results of experiences and conversation with the ancestors to forge a practice that is relevant to us here and now. So that is, yeah, that totally is the basis, I mean, I guess, of traditional witchcraft. I wouldn't say it would be the basis of traditional Cornish witchcraft, because that takes on from, you know, all the different Cornish practices. So, alright, now he says, I should probably point out that technically and historically, the term cunning man refers to a solitary practitioner who earns a living by working spells for the local community, for fertility, good fortune, healing, and etc. We definitely learned that in traditional witchcraft Cornish Book of Ways. So some were snake oil salesmen or con men, and some were genuine practitioners, but none claimed to be witches. And in fact were mostly church-going Christians. We also learned that one too. So he says here, my use of the term cunning folk does not imply that they are the same as what we are trying to be, because that is not so, but the spirit of what they were, the independent search for wisdom and true practice, regardless of the religious persuasion. So it is at the core of what modern cunning folk are trying to construct. So he says, I do not consider what we do to be reconstruction, because we are not trying to recreate the practices of time gone by, but rather to create lore and practice that draws upon the deep well of ancestral memory in a way that gives us tools that are valid for today. So it was all about, it's different. I thought that was pretty different in a lot of aspects, and I do like it, and I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure yet, because I'm not that far into the book. But I mean, so far it seems pretty good. I mean, everything does, correspond with, what I, practice, traditional Cornish craft. So Western craft. So I'm just not 100% sure on, what he is, specifically trying to do. I guess I will have to finish the book. But no, it really honestly is really good so far. Although I am partial to Gemma Gary's books, big time. I don't know why. I really do like all the Wilists and Then Thou Shall, and I love all that stuff. So I thought that was pretty amazing to have that in those books, and to still have all her books actually written down in my grimoires. So I mean, it's just good. So that knowledge can actually just get passed down, and it's embedded in my brain now, which is even better. So I love it. What do you guys think? What do you guys think compared to the first video I've done on this with Gemma Gary's book? It's pretty interesting. So pretty interesting. But alright, guys. What was I gonna say? I will be doing more La Santissima Muerte videos. I promise you guys. It is her day today, so later on I might pop up a video cleaning her altar, refreshing it, and giving her offerings. So I have not done that in a long time. So yeah, it's been hectic, chaotic, trying to just get back to my routine, and it's crazy. So, but yes, alright guys, I love you all very much, and thank you guys for watching. Yeah, I promise I will, be more perkier and happier and more joyful for you guys. But yeah, it's just the grieving process is very strange, and it hits at a very odd time. But I love you guys. So, all the way from Venus, of course, all the way back down. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ooh, sunburn. Yeah, bad sunburn. So, alright guys, I hope you guys have a great day, and yeah, let me know what you guys think. I really, really want to know what you guys think compared to Gemma Gary's books from a traditional witch's perspective. So, alright guys, I love you all very much, and thanks for watching.